Yes, 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 Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Junet drops a bombshell as to why Otiende Amollo was removed from the JLAC committee. And Junet says it's not about BBI. It's not about BBI. So that's our discussion and our topic today. And for those who don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Otiende Amollo, about 2 days ago now, was replaced, or rather was removed from the JLAC committee. Was removed from the committee. We all know he was the committee deputy chairman. He was removed and replaced altogether with one Tom Kajwang, the Ruaraka member of parliament. So as it stands today, Otiende Amollo has been removed from the JLAC committee. He is not even a member. He has been replaced by Ruaraka member of parliament, Tom Kajwang. This one who acted as Chief Justice when Raila was being sworn in at Uhuru Park in 2017. So Junet, today through the Standard newspaper, has come out clean and made it very clear that Otiende Amollo was not replaced or removed from JLAC committee because of his stand on BBI. That is Junet. That Otiende Amollo was not removed from the committee because of his stand on BBI, but rather because of his strong opposition to the just nominated Chief Justice, Martha Koome. That's what I want us to analyze and see which is which. Because you know Junet is a politician, and a politician can say the truth or even lie. A politician's truth and lie, the line is very thin anyway. So on my opinion, I agree but also differ with Junet Mohammed. First of all, I agree with him that Otiende Amollo was not removed from the JLAC committee because of his stand on BBI. I agree with that 100%. Because honestly, if it was about BBI, Raila could have just made a phone call to Otiende Amollo and given Otiende Amollo the direction. Otiende Amollo could not have objected to that. We know that pretty well. And now Junet says that Otiende Amollo's stand on Martha Koome because it's what made him to be removed. Because we know that Martha Koome will go through JLAC committee. She will be first vetted through the JLAC committee. So Junet says that's the reason he has been removed. I slightly differ with that. Though that can also be one reason. But I slightly differ with that. I think it was deeper than that. It was deeper. It was deeper than that. It was deeper than that. Because again, if it was about that, then Raila Amollo Odinga could have just made a phone call to Otiende Amollo and given him the direction. Otiende Amollo could have not objected to that. So maybe Junet is trying to tell us that maybe Raila tried to convince Otiende Amollo, but maybe Otiende Amollo refused. Maybe something like that. That's also maybe a possibility, but a very remote possibility. But looking at the whole duel or this whole alubalu, I think it's slightly deeper than what we are being told. But if you look at it properly, you know, politics is all about interest. It's all about interest. And currently something is happening in Luo Nyanza currently. There was this group of James Orengo, Otiende Amollo, who are trying to bring out something like an alternative voice to Raila Amollo Odinga. And this group, they were getting very loud and very strong. They were getting very loud and very strong. To a point, maybe they were sending some wrong signals to other leaders from the region. Because we all know, ladies and gentlemen, there are some first-time members of parliament who cannot even reach Raila Amollo Odinga. So they always get their hint, maybe, from the likes of Orengo or maybe even Otiende Amollo on what maybe Raila is trying to say. But the emerging details reveals that maybe Orengo has been giving some wrong kind of signals. And those wrong signals were misleading the people and the leadership of the region of Nyanza. Because if you look carefully at the kind of politics Orengo and Otiende Amollo have been playing of late, then most people thought that maybe Orengo was speaking on behalf of Raila Amollo Odinga. And sometimes back, ladies and gentlemen, after Orengo had dropped a bombshell that some cabals were planning to block Raila Odinga, there was some group of politicians from Nyanza, Luo Nyanza, who are now seen to be causing, or rather, to be softening their stand on one William Ruto. And these members of parliament, if you look deeper into it, they might have been given a wrong signal by maybe James Orengo, that now Raila was trying to form an alliance, maybe, with one William Ruto. And I did talk about that in this YouTube channel. That was maybe a wrong signal. Yes, maybe Raila might have given Orengo a hint of some cabals frustrating him, but he never told him that now they were to form an alliance with one William Ruto. So I think Orengo and Otiende Amollo might have gone too far. So this thing, if you look at it keenly, is all about succession politics, maybe in Luo Nyanza. And this group of Otiende Amollo and Orengo were coming out very strong and very loud. So they had to be contained. They had to be contained. Because we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that immediately Orengo made the statement, many ODM supporters, and specifically people from Nyanza, accepted the statement, for they thought it had the blessings of Raila Amollo Odinga. So they accepted that statement and owned it. But from the emerging details now, we can see clearly that maybe Orengo went overboard. He went overboard. So I think the whole thing of Otiende Amollo being replaced, as much as it might also be tied to his stand on Martha Koome, and maybe to some extent to BBI, is also about the succession matrix in Luo Nyanza. They were coming out very strong and very loud, and they had to be contained. Raila had to show them that he's still the king in Luo Nyanza, and he's still calling the shots. So these people had to be contained. I think that's the first reason, if you look at it deeply. The second reason, probably, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the other side of the handshake, the Uhuru side, might not be very, they might not, you know, James Orengo and Otiende Amollo have come out in the open to be very aggressive towards the other side of the handshake, the Uhuru side. So the other side may be led by our President Uhuru Kenyatta, might not be very keen on having James Orengo sit on that committee. And they might have reached, maybe privately, to Raila Amollo Odinga to consider that. So I believe that maybe Raila Amollo Odinga has played something we can call a genius kind of politics. He has reached into agreement with maybe James Orengo and Otiende Amollo so that they can appear to be sacked, maybe to please the other side of the handshake. Or Raila and Otiende Amollo, or even maybe Orengo, because we are made to believe that Orengo is also most likely to face the same acts. So most likely Raila has entered into some kind of an agreement with Orengo and Otiende Amollo so that they can appear to be sacked. But in the real sense, they're just still together. So in order maybe to achieve the bigger picture, and we all know the bigger picture is all about 2022. So I think technically, or rather superficially, Raila and Otiende Amollo and maybe Orengo might have reached into some kind of an agreement to achieve a bigger picture. Because after Orengo came out in public and castigated the other side of the handshake, most likely the president and his men might have not been very happy with the statements of Orengo and Otiende Amollo. Because after that, Otiende Amollo and Orengo have been leading some leaders in from Luo Nyanza to some kind of campaigns there, castigating maybe the other side of the handshake. So the president might have not been very keen to have Orengo in the JLAC committee, and maybe through emissaries or maybe privately has reached out to Raila Amolo Odinga to make sure he sorts that out. And you know, it's all about 2022. So I strongly believe that if you look at the happenings, Otiende Amollo might have also been removed, maybe because of the bigger picture of 2022. I think that can be a possible reason as to why these two leaders are being targeted and why they've been removed. And some times back, Moses Kuria also made a joke some times back. Immediately, Otiende Amollo was appointed. He told Otiende Amollo to always be loyal to Baba. And that Otiende Amollo must make sure that a Baba-friendly Chief Justice goes through, a Baba-friendly IEBC goes through, and I think he also mentioned something. So from where we stand or where we sit, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming out clearly to appear that Martha Koome's nomination, because sometimes back we were told that a phone call from above to some 4 commissioners changed the whole thing and handed it over to Martha Koome. So I can authoritatively state here today that Martha Koome's nomination, maybe by the vetting committee, JSC, had the blessing of both the president and maybe Raila Amolo Odinga, going by the sentiments of Junet today through the Standard magazine. Martha Koome has the blessing of Raila and maybe Uhuru Kenyatta, because they consider Martha Koome maybe, though that's my opinion, friendly to them. That's from what Junet has just revealed today. So Martha Koome is friendly to the system. We can conclude it that way. So Otiende Amollo had to go maybe. Otiende Amollo had to go. And Orengo, maybe his book is also being cooked. And he might also go maybe in some few days. Because Junet has also made it clear that once they are through with the National Assembly, they are going to the Senate. Otherwise, folks, ladies and gentlemen, if you've bumped on this YouTube channel for the very first time, tap on the subscription button and on the notification bell in order to receive a notification anytime we upload a new video. In this YouTube channel, we do a daily political analysis on current political news and events in our country, Kenya. So stay tuned by subscribing. And for those watching us outside of Kenya, kindly drop us a comment and let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. It's very, very humbling. Otherwise, folks, just as I did mention, make sure you tap on the subscription button if you've not subscribed, and make sure you give this video a like. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Thank you so much. Tamu sana, tamu sana. Thank you.